everyone, Kelly Dean Allen here once again. Well, now, as you may or may not know, David Gilmour is releasing a new album this September entitled Luck and Strange. Yesterday, he released the first cut from that album, The Piper's Call, complete with a glorious minute-and-a-half long outro solo. And let me tell you, the old fella's still got it. Today, going to show you how to play that solo. Let's close in and get started. All right then, the solo to The Piper's Call by David Gilmour. We are in standard tuning for this tutorial. We're soloing over a pretty simple chord progression here, F into G. Over and over again, F to G, 2 bars of F, 2 bars of G. Now the solo actually starts with these chords, right? Right here. With that little lick right there, starting with a double stop here on the 3s of the G and the B. We're going to hammer on to the major third here at the 4th fret of the G, and then drop onto the 5. And then back to the double stop, hammer onto that major third on the 4th fret again. A couple of little mutes, right? And then you're going to grab the 3 of the D, hammer onto 5. Hit that twice, slide out of it, right? Back into F. And now we're going to do some licks in the F major, right? We're going to grab a little double stop on the 1s of the G and the B, hammer onto the major third again on the 2nd fret, and then onto the 3. And then we're going to take that 3, go into a full step bend. Release it off to 1, grab the 3 of the D. And then again, you're going to grab that double stop on the 1s, hammer onto the 2 of the G. Then you're going to grab a double stop on the 3s of the G and the B. Back to the double stop on the 1, hammer on to that 2 again. Then you're going to do a little hammer on from the double stop again onto the 2, and then catch a double stop on the 1s of the B and the high E. Kind of like that, right? Then we're just going to grab a double stop on the 3s. And just hit that a number of times, 8 or 9 times, right? And then we're into the solo proper. So that's the intro to the solo. And then we're into the solo proper. Here at the 15th fret, G minor pentatonic. Like I said, it's a real mix of major and minor. This whole next section is going to be minor pentatonic. And that's the first lick. Here on 17 of the G. A little bend release off the 15, right? Grab the 17 of the D, a couple of little mutes. Grab the 15 of the D back onto 17. Another little bend release of that 17 off to 15. Going to grab that 17 again, full step bend, grab the 18 with your pinky, and then release that bend off to 15, right? And then we're into this. All going on the 15, 18 of the B and the high E. Finishing with a pull off from 18 out to 15 with a double hit on the high E. So that's the opening of the solo. into this. So a little bend back on the 17-15 of the G, right? Just a little bend release off to 15, back onto 17. A little bend release back to the natural note at 17, right? Into this little scale run. So. Finishing on the root note there, the 15. So that's that little scale run, all in the G minor pentatonic. One more time. And then finishing this whole section of the solo with this. Sliding into 17 of the A, down to 15 of the D for a double hit. Onto the 17 of the D, down to the 15 of the G, and back to the 17. Right? So that's the opening of the solo from the beginning. Overshot that a little bit. And now we're jumping into a bit more major scale work. So we're going to go off to F again at this point, right? And we're dropping into this. So we're dropping onto a double stop on the 12s, double bend. And then you're going to release it off to 10, a double stop. Then you're going to do a double hammer on from 10 to 12 of the D, and then back to the double stop on the 10s. Right? Into something like that, right? Bum, 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 bum. Right? Just bending that and releasing it off to 10. And then one final little hammer on from 10 to 12, grabbing that double stop again. So that little section there. Now we're going into G, we're going to move it up. Now we're in major scale, right? We're going to do the same thing. Bend the double stop on the 14s, G and B. Release it off to a double stop on the 12s. Into this lick. Right there, bending that 14, riding down the 12s, and then finishing on the 12 of the G, right? And then you're going to do a double little bend release on the 14-12, kind of like that. Then you're going to grab that 14, give it a full step bend, and then go 13, 15, 17 of the B. And then give that 17, after you hit it, another hit and then a half step bend. And then grab the 15 of the high E. Then you're going to grab a unison bend here on the 15 of the high E and the 18. Hit it twice and then release that 18 off to 15, choke it off. Right, kind of like that. And then we're into this. Just going to do that for like 2 bars, right? Kind of double stop bends here on the 17 of the G and the 18 of the B. So right, and then you drop back onto that 18. Going to bend it a couple of times, and then again, you're going to release it back to the natural note at 18, pull it off to 15, right? Into this. Back on the 15, 17s, D and G. And then grabbing that 17, sliding out of it, right? And then we're back into this, more double stop bends here, same place, 17 and 18. You're going to do it like 3 times. And then release it off to 15, back to 17, back to 15. Kind of like with a little double stop, right? And that little lick there. Just minor pentatonic, right? Slide from 17 back to 15. And then finishing on the root note, right? And then the final lick is this. So, sliding into 5 of the D, grabbing a double stop on the 5s of the G and the B, hammering minor third to major third again from the 3 to the 4, and then pulling off 5 to 3 of the D up to 5 of the A, and then 3, 5 of the D. And then finishing with this. Just right down the pentatonic. Off to the 1 of the A, finishing on the root note, 3rd fret of the low E. Right? And there you have it. That is how you play that solo. So let's take it right from the top, fairly slow. It's not a super fast solo to begin with, and then we'll be done. There you go. That is how you play The Piper's Call by David Gilmour. Certainly hope you enjoyed that, found it helpful. If you did, please hit that like button right down there. Maybe drop me a subscribe if you haven't done that already, as that would be very kind. Hope you're well out there, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.